Here's the thing, y'all. Wine and Oreos. Literally my life lately. So it's Tuesday, day 71, I think. Here's the thing. I had to go to Irving tonight after work to return audition forms and the script that I had for Disaster, because unfortunately, Disaster is not going to happen this summer. And I just noticed, I think I commented on an earlier video, that I noticed how, I don't know if it's different in the suburbs, but I noticed in Irving, there just were a lot of people that didn't have masks on. Laurel, the wonderful admin for Mainstage, had one on, and she was only meeting me. So I appreciated that. But just driving, I had to drive a little bit through downtown Irving, and there was a shocking number of people that didn't have a mask on. But the guy who was panhandling on 35, that always does right there at Medical District or whatever, wherever I got off the freeway, he had a mask on and was still looking for money. It's just an odd world. So, sorry, that's rude. Here, have a cookie. So I wanted to, everybody's been binging whatever, right? So a couple of things that I'm not a good binger. I'm not really good at it. There's only been a couple of things that I've really binged, like beginning to end. And one of them was Ryan Murphy's Hollywood. I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. It's not good, but that doesn't matter. It's a grand soap opera. And it's a grand soap opera with hope for women and people of color and homosexuals. And it's like, oh, okay, I want to live in that world, please. That'd be nice. Plus, you got Patti LuPone and Holland Taylor being drunk at a dinner party together. You really can't beat that. Other things that I've watched recently that, I don't know, most people probably, I don't know if they've seen or not. The Baker and the Beauty. Charming. Just romantic fantasy. And it takes place in Miami with pretty people. And a Latin family that I just kind of adore. Really, really fun. Mindless ABC show, but really fun. Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. I think I've talked about that before. Brilliant. Loved it. Celebrity IOU on HGTV, which is the Property Brothers. I don't watch them specifically a lot. I like them. I just don't watch them a lot. But they pair up with some pretty big name celebrities to give gifts to people that are important in their lives. It's really, really sweet and charming and lovely. But, excuse me, obviously need something to drink. And yes, I know that's a large glass of wine. Whatever. A couple of things that I've watched recently that really struck a chord. On Prime, I found the fabulous Alan Carr about the late great producer of Grease, and how he made his way in Hollywood, and how he threw big extravagant parties and wore muumuus and really tried to put himself in the spotlight. He was spectacular and funny, and did some amazing things, but also did things like Can't Stop the Music, and he's responsible for the Rob Lowe Snow White debacle at the Oscars. But what struck me was how lonely he was, how all of his dreams came true, but he still was very, very lonely. It was sad and charming and lovely, and I loved revisiting that time in my life, that when I loved all things Hollywood, which I still do. But it's well worth a watch. It's a fun documentary. The other thing that I watched that really struck me was The Happy Days of Gary Marshall. It was comfort food television. Going back to The Odd Couple with Tony Randall and Jack Klugman, through Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley and Mork and Mindy and all the great television he did. And then the movies that he did. And what struck me the most was how people talked about him, how people got choked up about him, and how people would just loved working with him. That he brought a lightness to a set, and lots of jokes, and really just trusted people and cast really, really well, and then just let people do what they do best and trusted people. There's a little itty bitty tiny part of me that hopes that God forbid something should happen to me, that people would think that of me, that I bring families together, that I cast really well with the help of some great collaborators, and that I make an experience fun. I don't know. It really struck me. And it also struck me that Doug Fowler is my Hector Elizondo. So Hector said he did 18 movies for Gary. So Doug, I think we're up to 7. So we got to live more at least before I kick the bucket. That's all I got today. I'm going to go back to my Oreos and wine. Stay safe, wear a fucking mask, and wash your hands.